Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are having a wonderful afternoon. Well, today we are going to do another video of On the Color Wheel, and we're going to talk about a triad color scheme. And so a triad color scheme are colors on the color wheel that are evenly spaced apart from each other. So the colors I chose today are yellow, blue, and red. And so we're going to almost primary colors is what we're going to use today. This has been such a fun series. I mean, this is the second video, but this has been so fun. We've had lots of people excited about the color wheel arrangement, so let's do another. I'm going to start out, this is a glass cylinder vase. I have filled with fresh water and I've added a little bit of flower food to my water. What flower food does is it's food for the flowers. It feeds the flowers. It has a little bit of sugar, and then it also has something that helps to kill the bacteria in the water. So it has something like a bleach agent, which I don't know if it's bleach or not, but it has a agent that kills the bacteria in the water. So it helps to keep your flowers fresh longer. The greenery I'm starting out with is called Salal or lemon leaf foliage. And I'm just taking that foliage, I'm cutting it at an angle and tucking it right into my vase. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Italian ruscus. So this is called Italian ruscus. It is a beautiful foliage. I don't use it really often. It's a little bit pricey, so I don't use it a whole lot, but it's a really pretty foliage. I'm going to cut it at an angle, and then I'm going to take and remove some of the leaves that might fall below that water line. Now, when you're designing flowers and you're working with foliage, try to remove all of the foliage that's going to fall below the water line. That greenery causes bacteria to grow in that water. So if you can keep the greenery out of the water, it's going to help your flowers last a little longer. So what I did with this Italian ruscus is I just cut it in half. So I've actually got two pieces for the price of one when I cut it in half. I am going to save this little foliage here that I cut off. We have prom this week, and so if I place that in a small bag and put a little bit of water in the bag with it, just kind of dampen it, this greenery will be perfect for our flowers to wear. So if you have the means to be able to save some foliage, save it, because you can use it for other things. Okay, so there is our Italian ruscus and our Salal. Next, I'm going to come in. My first color that I chose was the blue in this triad color scheme, and so I am going to work with blue delphinium. Now, when you work with blue, blue is one of those colors that is not really prevalent in the floral in flowers. There are a few flowers that are blue, but not very many, and delphinium happens to be one of the true blue flowers. This is a royal blue, but delphinium also comes in a baby blue or a sky blue. And it is so pretty. It's such a pretty flower. Now, this is called a line flower, and you can see why. It looks like a line, right? What a line flower does for us in an arrangement is it gives us height and length, right? So it helps us with making our arrangement bigger and showier. And I'm using 3 stems of that blue delphinium in this arrangement. And next I'm going to come in with another type of line flower, but this time it's yellow. So these are called snapdragons. Snapdragons are also a line. You can see why, it's also a line. Now, snapdragons come in lots of color. Delphinium does come in a blue and a purple and a white, but that's about its range in color. Snapdragons come in lots of colors. So they come in yellows, a pink color, a white, kind of a reddish orangey color, an orange, what other colors? Lots of color. Different pinks. It has two shades. One is called an apple blossom, so it's white and pink, and one's kind of a deeper pink. But they're kind of fun to work with. Now, they're called a snapdragon for a reason. If you get your hands on one and you take that bud and you kind of pinch it right here on the sides, you're going to watch his little mouth open. And when his little mouth opens, it's like a little dragon. He just kind of snaps. So you can kind of pinch him and it will just open right up. But they're kind of fun little flowers. They're a little delicate, but kind of fun to work with. Now, snapdragons come in different sizes. This snapdragon happens to be fairly petite, but there are some that you can get out of California that are tall and showy and big, big flowers. But just kind of fun to work with, give you a different texture and a different color. All right, so there's our yellow snapdragons. Next, we're going to come in with some yellow solidago. So solidago is considered a filler flower. So a filler flower really just kind of fills in the space, okay? It fills in the voided space. So I'm going to take that filler flower or solidago. I'm going to cut that at an angle, and I'm just going to kind of fill in. Now, I like filler flower because it helps with stability in the arrangement. It's going to give us a little bit of stability, so when it goes to be delivered, it's not going to move around. All my flowers are going to stay in place. All right, so we've got two line flowers, a delphinium, a snapdragon, and then we've got some filler flower, which is a solidago. Okay, next we're going to come in with a focal flower. Now, a focal flower is the flower that you are going to focus on first. So this is a Gerbera daisy. It's a bright yellow Gerbera daisy. And he is so happy and so pretty. Honestly, a Gerbera daisy just makes all arrangements happier. So I'm going to take these Gerberas. You're going to see that it has a little bit of a bend there. He kind of has a mind of his own. I'm going to take it and I'm going to use a piece of florist wire. I like to use 21 gauge when using wire on flowers and on tying bows. I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to push it right into his little head, right there underneath that disc. And I'm just wrapping it right around that stem. Now, when you're working with Gerbera daisies, you need to be fairly careful because you can break his head pretty easy. So if I got to manipulating this flower too much, his head would pop off. So you got to be a little careful with them. Now I'm going to turn my arrangement around and I'm going to kind of figure out where I want to place these flowers. So this Gerbera is going to go on the top and this Gerbera is going to go on the bottom. And the reason I'm choosing to do that is this one's slightly smaller than this one. So visually, this one looks a little heavier than this one does. I know that sounds silly, but one day we will do a video on weight and the reason we choose different colors and different sizes because they look like they're heavier. We'll do a video on that one day. So I'm going to take my Gerbera and I'm going to cut him at an angle. And I'm just tucking him right into this arrangement. And I have one Gerbera kind of on top of the other. Okay, kind of a little stair step right there. And I'm going to kind of bend his head just a little bit so he's looking at you. So you can kind of see how he's looking at you. Next I have some yellow spray roses. My color is yellow. Yellow makes me so happy. And so I thought these yellow spray roses were so pretty. And this is going to be another, what I'm going to call a filler. It's not really, hey, look at me, I'm the flower to look at. It's really kind of filling in and making it a prettier arrangement. Now this one has a couple of little heads that are broken off here. I'm going to just take my knife and remove the stem where the buds have broken off. And and I'm just tucking those flowers right in. So I'm just it's kind of like a daisy, a stem of standard daisies. I'm just kind of filling in this little arrangement with these pretty little spray roses. All right, so next we're going to come in with our third color. Our third color in the Triad, and I missed that base. Let me put that guy and cut his stem again. Okay, our third color is red in the Triad. And so I have red Freedom roses. Freedom is the variety of roses, but these are just pretty bright red roses. So I am going to take these roses and I am going to wire their little heads. Now I do that more for me, I think, than anything. For me, it just guarantees that my rose is going to last longer for my customer, and that makes me happier. I'm going to take my florist wire, 21 gauge. It's cut in about 1/3 of the wire. I think the wires are about 18 inches long, and I cut them in thirds just to make it easy to work with. I'm going to take it, there's a little swollen part right here underneath the rose head, and I'm going to press that wire right into that little calyx. And then I'm going to just twist that wire right around that stem. So very easily. What that does is, when the flower is drinking water from the stem, sometimes it doesn't get enough water. So it causes the little stem right here up under his head is heavy for the stem, and it causes that stem to get a little bit limp, and what it will do is that head will dip. This wire guarantees no matter how much water the flower gets, its head's never going to dip. So that's important. I'm going to take my floral knife and I'm just removing any of the thorns because I don't want them to bite me. That's always a plus. Now what I'm going to do with these red roses is I am going to just kind of put them throughout the arrangement. I'm wiring each of them as I work. Now, if you have a little time, you can wire all your roses ahead of time. And if you don't want to wire them at all, you don't have to. It's really completely up to you. All right, now I'm going to turn this little arrangement around, and I'm going to kind of look and see where I would like my other flowers. So this is a small bud. I'm going to put him up high in this arrangement. He almost looks like just a little Hershey Kiss. He's very small, but very sweet. So I'm going to put him kind of high in the arrangement. All right, now there are our 3 colors of flowers. We have the yellow, which is snapdragons, Gerber daisies, spray roses, and solidago. We have our blue, that is our blue delphinium, the 3 stems of blue delphinium, and then we have our red, which is our red roses, our red standard roses. To finish this arrangement, I'm going to add a little bit of eucalyptus just to give us some movement and a little bit of just a hint of, I don't know, it just finishes the arrangement to me. So I'm going to take my floral knife. Now that is 1 stem of eucalyptus. It's a pretty big stem. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut small pieces off that stem. All right, I'm going to turn my arrangement around. Now I like to use this eucalyptus kind of low in the arrangement. To give us just a little bit of a drip. And to me, greenery is just kind of the finishing touch on a pretty arrangement. And there we have it. There is our triadic color scheme. Kind of fun, kind of different, and the colors really do make you happy, don't they? Guys, thank you so much for being here with me this afternoon. If you have any questions about the flower shop or how we do things here, please don't hesitate to ask those right down below in the comments. We're happy to answer anything you might have. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'll do us a favor, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell down below so that you will get notifications. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you real soon.